Hello and welcome to round one of the Influencer tournament. We have Team Avalanche versus Team Collin, Kurosawa versus Alex. With me is the wonderful Rob,
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
and my name's Andrew. So this is the Battle of the Giants. We have two world champions throwing down here,
Yeah,
which
we've got Alex Hancox versus Kurosawa Michitarou, and it looks like Alex is playing Mono Lightning, and I believe Kurosawa is playing Fire Ice.
Fire Ice FF6. So that's got the familiar locks that and they're all ready.
He's actually really good at this game. They both played down two backups. This is what you call like worlds plays right here.
They are barely got through introduction and they're already firing through. So Alex has got a strong start getting out a Lush and a Reno. A big part of his deck is the FF7 Lightning package and the King's Glaive. With Alex representing Nyx, it'll be quite good to get that down. Getting the Louis Swaff shortly afterwards, allowing him to search out an Alpha Nord analysis, allowing him to get strong curve for the next couple of turns.
Yeah, I'm just looking at with like Kurosawa because he hasn't played a nice backup yet. Well, obviously he's hoping to play the next turn, so his next turn is probably looking like, well, a clean turn for him would be like Shadow, and then I guess Stallion Sid. So I was trying to remember the cards, and if it is that exact turn, that is very good for him.
That would be a rather explosive opening.
Yeah, or even Shadow Lock because he'll take the last card from Alex's hand, and he'll just be able to start swinging, and Alex will be in a top decking position. But
On
with
4
Mono,
backup. Pardon.
oh, okay,
And we
so it
see that
is.
Stalin in person. So
Yeah,
it's in a good position to get any card he is going for the shadow, like you said. So
oh, I'm just that good at this game that it was the opposite order, but like it's still good either way. You'll get a damage in, and we'll see how it goes from there.
and he's being nice, showing him that he has the shadow and passing turn there. Alex has a 4 backup. Turns that you can quite easily go for.
Yeah, it is like a solid like Rufus, or like if it's tap 4, play Rufus, or it could be something else.
So going for free for an Illawa, simple. Swing in. Illawa's a nightmare card for Fire Ice to deal with.
Yeah,
And he
it's the
hits an
typical.
Umaro.
Yeah, it's a typical lightning strike. You see an empty board, send an Illawa into the for a free damage.
Kurosawa is running one Zalera, which will get around Illawa's protection, but I don't think it's really worth doing it yet. But it's
Yeah,
something to keep in mind.
yeah, but we'll have to see. Like, I think there may be other things to Zalera, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, there's a Sabin for the Shadow, so it may be that he's going to trade damage. Let's see how good he is, and if he. Oh, look at that! He's hit backup already. First card.
Although seeing 3 locks is quite disappointing.
Oh, there's 2 locks. There's two
Oh,
locks. One, he
2.
got a backup. He got a backup. That's what we really care
Hmm.
about. And then he got it. He
He had
played.
dead
He
gun.
played. Yeah. So he got 2 CP and he played Edgar down. So it's not that bad. And he's gonna deal with damage as well. So it's looking really even right now for both of them.
Yeah, I'd say
Did I say it looked even? I was
yes.
completely lying. Alex hit King of the Mist. He had to add Kane. That is. Oh no. He
Oh,
added
the Aranea.
Aaron. Yeah, Aranea. Yeah. So this is really like, I think so. Kurosawa is obviously passing, and Alex, obviously the Aranea won't be able to do anything because Alex isn't on 2. Is Aranea on damage 3?
Damage 3, that's correct.
Yeah, to pull out a
However,
2.
it's any friendly expert giving you an extra card in hand will be good.
Yeah.
And I do believe he has a Glauca in hand, so
Yeah, see, I was just gonna say, with if he's got a Glauca, his next turn may just be a little bit explosive, as in like just playing a lot of cheap dudes down, and then either he could show, or if they've got haste themselves, he could just go straight in and deal as much damage as he can.
The other rather efficient play would be dropping a Nyx. Team Alex's. Oh, but he's just going for a solid point of damage.
Yeah, he probably wants to hold the Glauca like for like 1 damage through Aranea. It's an interceptor.
It's not a bad point of damage to take, with Mo already having the interceptor out, and I think it'd be a bit of a waste using Sephiroth on an interceptor.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. He gets to he takes a backup as a damage, so that means he's not drawing a backup for the next time, which he obviously doesn't want to. He wants to see Lock, as 2 of them have gone to the bottom of the deck.
He's breaking the Crow.
Yeah, he's playing Kane. Glauca.
Getting back the Glauca. That is a strong play. Killing a body, getting a card back. And you have no responses.
Yeah, unfortunately, like with Fire Ice, I don't. I'm outside of like, let's say playing like Kadaj or something in an early game, you don't really have anything to deal with like break zone removal or anything like that. So it was really good because Alex has finished off on 5, I believe, and he's got a really good turn for next turn. And I don't really know like what Kurosawa's play would be this turn. I mean, there's a few things he could do, like obviously like Sephiroth, or I'm saying Sephiroth. Let me just double check if it's in his deck.
It is. There is. But he still needs to be on an additional 2 points of damage. It's the Dark Sephiroth he's running.
Yeah, it's the Dark Sephiroth. I'm thinking of the thing. Yeah, I think this might be. Oh, it's a nail. Okay. Yeah, discard 2 backups. So he had 2 backups in his hand.
So if he's an interceptor, a Squall, and a
Oh
Zalera.
no. The Zalera would have been really, really clutch for him in like those turns where like Alex has got all his like small dudes and like probably wants to show to keep them alive or something.
Yeah. Real unfortunate.
So this the nail within as well is going to really cause Kurosawa some struggles as well, because like I think he really needed to hit a second forward.
Yes, it's a bit of a shame not getting as much card advantage out of it, but it really does put Rob under pressure. He can't dull it with Ramu.
Yeah.
But that 9k is going to be quite a thing to try and topple.
Okay, so Kurosawa's now on 5, and that was what I was thinking of. He needs to get Sabin, because Sabin needs to start dealing him damage so he can play his Sephiroth. Oh.
Tim, you've minimized application.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So yeah, he's got the Sabin, which he needs to start dealing himself damage, which Alex might just be able to do anyway, but then obviously he's got the Sephiroth. But then like if he can also deal, it's really weird because if both players are playing Sephiroth, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because then you're like, oh, I'm also playing Sephiroth, he's playing Sephiroth, so it's kind of harder now. Because like obviously I've put myself on 4, but if he plays a Sephiroth, I'm kind of behind.
Yeah. However, putting yourself to damage in your own terms generally is better than trying to take damage strategically, I would say. So it's an interesting matchup.
So right now, I believe Alex is trying to force Kurosawa to sack 2 backups, so then he can put Kurosawa behind, because right now, so he doesn't want to lose 2 backups just to kill 2 forwards, because then obviously he's got the Glauca, which makes the forwards cheaper anyway for him, and then he will have just lost 2 backups, and he has used quite a bit of backups at the beginning of the game as well, so it's probably just harder for him as well. So he's contemplating whether or not. Oh, and it was a Braska.
Oh no, that is a dreadful hit.
Yeah, it would have been pretty decent, but I think like right now, yeah. So he's playing another Crow again, so that's gonna be another. Does he get to 5?
And he drops the Alpha Node.
Yeah, see, no matter what happens, even if he lost both his forwards, he would have been able to cleanly go to 5 while Kurosawa was on 2. And then obviously Kurosawa would start his hand on 5. So even though he would have killed 2 forwards and had his own forward, he would have lost 2 backups, and the game would have probably been a struggle for him anyway. Now that he's on 3, but I think from here it may just be a very clean like Sabin Sephiroth turn for him. But then again, like I said, there's also Sephiroth from Alex's side as well. So it is really just a situation of trying to play around but play into Sephiroth.
Let's see Kurosawa trying to spike his hand a little bit, start putting on pressure.
Yeah, with the lock, and then give lock haste to get damage in as well to make it discard a card.
It's quite a strong play, because it means whenever Alex does have a fully open backup line, fully open field, he will be able to swing in for the points damage and take a card, which is advantage I don't think Alex would be happy with.
Yeah, losing. Well, I mean, to be fair, losing like him discarding Glauca isn't the end of the world for him, because I think Alex discarded a backup and then he discarded Glauca because obviously he knows Aranea can get it back anyway, so it's not really the end. Yeah. Oh, he discarded his Aranea. Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, so maybe he's got another copy of Aranea anyway, because Aranea again is another good card, especially in this mono lightning deck that he has, because obviously it pulls out the 2 CP dudes when he's on damage 3, and then on damage 6, just a really good Illawa, give everything haste sort of thing, which is really good as well.
I mean, the other interesting 2-cost card Alex has is Elena, which requires members of the Tux to be able to swing, but she naturally has haste as well.
Yeah, like right now I'm just looking at this entire board and I'm just thinking to myself, like, Alex could really just deal like about 6 points of damage, maybe even like may win the game. Like, I don't know, obviously Kurosawa is playing 1 copy of Zalira, but
which has been
which
discarded, and there's 2 copies of Glacia left in deck.
Yeah, but Kurosawa's got 4 cards in hand, so if he like has a second Glauca in hand, and then let's say Shoal as well, or he may even like, because like what I'm just thinking is like he may just push for 2 more damage, like play Crow, like use Crow, Dole, Nail, push 2 damage, and then maybe just play a Sephiroth cleanly to like kill a dude or something.
Oh, and he's taking back the Aranea.
Yeah, because that Aranea is a really good card for him. Like, probably discarding the Aranea and the Glauca because he knew he had the Crow to get back the cards. And then obviously you can like, do you really want to send 2 backups to kill a card that's probably going to kill something else?
Yeah, it's a really difficult position that Kurosawa is in.
Yeah, and then also like, so look, now he's on 5, so it's like I think it's just like, so it's like I've actually just seen this game already. It's crazy. Yeah, so this is literally I was talking about. Like you just like play the Sephiroth now, but then like even if Kurosawa plays his own Sephiroth, Alex either A plays another Sephiroth, or B
plays the Kuja.
Yeah, and then he gets himself to damage 3, so he can play Aranea the next turn. And he hit Rufus as an EX first. Oh my goodness, that is true talent. That is true talent.
That is entirely brutal. I don't honestly think there is many hands that can pull Kurosawa through this, but if there's any player that I think could come back from this, it would definitely be him.
Yeah, it's really hard as well because like he's now on 5, Alex is on 3. Like Alex has got Sephiroth and Kuja up, and obviously we know what is in Alex's hand is Aranea, and it's what is the other guy's?
Reno.
Reno? Yeah, Reno. So we know he's got Aranea, Reno, and obviously he can play Glauca the next. He could play Aranea, Glauca. All his dudes become cheaper the next turn. So it is, and also Kurosawa has 4 cards already on board to deal with. So it's going to be one of those games. And then also, see that's it. This is the thing. Like he's got Sephiroth to play on Sephiroth, which is okay. But how okay is it when you're staring down like 3 dudes already? Like if he plays like Amaro as well, that may actually get there. Like he plays an Amaro on Kuja, then he can freeze the Kane, and then obviously Alex there. That's the deal.
Oh,
is that Cloud?
Yep, Cloud 8k on the Kuja, which isn't quite as devastating, but
yeah, it's not bad.
I think Kurosawa's in a position where he needs cards that will be able to stick around, being able to trade for up to 2 cards and kill something. If he's blocking or not dying, even if he does take a Sephiroth.
Yeah, that's the thing. That, I mean, to be fair, right now Alex could just attack with nothing. No, I was just thinking of something. I forgot that Sephiroth is on 10k, not 9k.
Yes, Sephiroth is a big wall for both decks. What's the problem? Even if Kurosawa had played the Braska's finally on, he would only trade with a Sephiroth unless he 10k pinged it first. But we do see the Aranea, and that is another problem card because at this point it's now 10k.
Yeah.
And has first strike, so Kurosawa can't trade into it.
That's pretty decent. You just give the Kane 1k, and then if he plays another, then he can discard one, play the Reno because now it costs 2, and then obviously Kane goes to 10k, then Kane turns sideways, so he either has to block or take another damage, putting him onto 6. So that's pretty solid turn. Well, it's either that or he plays something else because obviously he's tapped in that position where he'd probably want to do that sort of thing, and obviously Kurosawa's already got 2 cards in hand, so the only real card Alex is playing around right now to not get punished is the last copy of Belias.
Yes. Oh, and he passes.
He passed instead. Maybe he does. He knows that he doesn't really need to go overextend that far. Like now that he's got Aranea on board and Aranea is 10k, it's kind of hard to just deal with the card in general.
Yes, it's one of the problems about Fire Ice is there's not a lot of on-field removal. You can dull and sneak damage through quite easily, but it's quite difficult to outright remove cards.
Yeah, and it looks like Kurosawa's deck as well is a deck that plays ahead, not from behind. It's probably much harder to play from behind than it would be to play when you're ahead. So we'll have to see how this goes, especially since he can't just casually use his Sephiroth's SFX because he's got to put 2 more damage onto Alex. And the second thing as well is he can't just attack as if he would want to, because again that is another problem. So even if he had a way to get over the Aranea, just turning the card sideways is really, really difficult for this deck. Oh, and there's the Amaro.
Yes, that's in some ways, actually putting the Aranea back to the front of Alex's deck is actually more dangerous than putting it in the break zone.
Yeah, because like he can't add it back, sort of thing.
Mm.
But I feel like even if he does this turn, he can't attack still. That's the thing. Like especially against Lightning, you need at least two. He needs like two more dudes that are upright before he can start. He needs 6 cards. He needs six cards so he can start attacking basically, because Lightning can just slow roll, get rid of your dudes, dole them, and then attack you. Especially since he's on 5.
Yes, it only takes a couple of silly trades for them to turn into kills. But
Yeah.
Ninke's a big figure to try and hit.
So it's Libertus. You discarded Nyx, add back Nyx. Oh, I just realized as well. I just realized he didn't realize that his Libertus cost. Okay, he's done it now. He's realizing now. He realized how good his Glaucor is, and that Libertus only cost 4 CP. Well, 2 CP.
Getting the Nyx back in hand, which is
Then he's using the Nyx to get rid of the Libertus, so he can now start attacking over stuff. Which will probably be that he'll use it to get rid of the Amaro.
Yeah, I think Amaro will be everything.
Oh no, he got rid of the Sephiroth instead.
And he dulls the Cloud, which I think is the right decision.
Yeah, because like obviously he doesn't want to block. He doesn't want to block the Umaro. Also, he's got Luch, so Luch could actually just win the game for him as well to kill the Umaro.
Yep.
And then he's got.
Oh, I believe that is the Lush effect, as you mentioned there. Just enjoy this game, Rob.
Yeah, and so now he'll attack with anything, and then leave Illawa to attack. Oh no, he's not gonna leave Illawa to attack last. Oh yeah, he's playing around EX Burst Cloud actually, because EX Burst Cloud can't kill the Kane.
And they'll kill Nebraska.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, that is a rather fantastic game there between two of our world champions.
It was very good.